In this video, I'm going to go over how to use masks to make basic image frames like the one you see here with this skull and a diamond, or this bear in a B shape, or this wolf in a W. And I'll go over the skull and the wolf um, at least briefly in this video. So in most of the videos where I've used masks, I've kind of gone to the extreme, like the skull mandala or the imprinted geometry video, where it's really showing how you can use the mask to do far out tricks. But in this video, I'm going to show just a very basic use of masks. So let's get started. I'm going to start out with the skull because that one's easier. And if you haven't watched any of the other videos, I'll go over a little bit on some of the repositioning stuff. Um, so for source image, click on the source image button, and I'm going to pick the skull. I will pick a dark gray background, and I'll leave the, wait, no, I'm going to pick a white dot and a dark gray background like that, and I'll leave everything else at default. So I'm going to hit start image. Now before I get going, I'm going to hit the image palette button, which is bottom left hand corner. Now click on the mask slot and it'll highlight, and then click on it again, and then I'm going to bring in my diamond shape. And right away you can see with the ghost image meaning like in the bottom left hand corner you see this ghost icon. If I shut that off, we just go to the blank canvas. If I turn that back on, we can see our source images. So we see the masked diamond, and then we see the skull and the draw image. So I'm going to reposition the skull a little bit, and the way you do that is click back on the draw image slot, and it'll highlight, and then right here in the image position controls, hit the picture reposition button. You can adjust the opacity of the reposition graphic by pulling this slider right here. So now we can see the diamond a little bit. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, and I'm going to put the skull so its eyes are about, I don't know, 2/3 of the way up on the skull. So now to set the repositioning in, just click the button back, click the reposition button again, and it'll toggle the reposition. And now we're ready to go. Now you'll see when we draw the skull, it's confined to this diamond shape. So that's how you do that one, and I think that's probably enough. In the actual picture that in my finished piece, I went over this with a black and a white and maybe another shade of gray just to give it more depth. But I think this is enough to at least demonstrate how to use frames, or how to use masks as frames. So I'm going to trash this, and I'm going to pick as a source image, I'm going to pick this wolf. And as my mask, I'm going to pick this W. So let me make the W bigger, repositioning it similar to how I just went over it. So I'll put this at about, make it centered a little bit. Toggle that back. Now I'll click on my dog to reposition him. You can mirror with this mirror mirror button, and I'll make them fit in like about there. So now I'm going to show you a kind of cool trick where we're going to shut the off the mask midway through the drawing. All right, so this looks like it's pretty good, so I'll toggle it off. And now let's see. I think I'm going to draw. Actually, you know what? I'll just stick with this. Okay. So as you can see, our wolf is only showing in the W spots, or the spots of the image with the W in it. So now if I hit my ghost to see how it looks, we only see the dog in this bit. Um, However, pretty cool trick is to then shut the mask off and hold on, shut the mask off and draw the parts of the wolf. So you shut the mask off and then you can start drawing the wolf, and the wolf starts to appear out of the letters. But there's another cool trick we can do, just so we don't make the spots we've already drawn too dense, is put the mask back on, and then with the click the layers or the levels button, the squiggly line button, and then on the mask you'll see this mask slider right here. So what we want to do is invert that. Click the invert button so the white is on the right hand side, and I'll pull this slider down a little bit. Actually, up a little bit. No, I don't know. But anyway, you can see the dog. You can see the dog come through. I got a little bit of an edge in there, but we could work that out if we wanted. So now, to finish this off, to make the rest of the W like I did in the drawing, what we can do is click on the mask slot, and now if we hold down on that W thumbnail, it'll pop into our gallery. And I'm going to preserve the dog positioning too. So I'm going to go back to the draw image, make sure it's selected. I'll hold down on it, push that to the gallery. But now what I want to do is put the W into my draw image. I'm going to flip on my levels palette. I'm going to hit the invert button on this invert button. So now the black is on the right hand side. And now I can draw hold on. Oh, okay. I got to shut my mask off. You see, even I screw up sometimes. All right, so what I have to do right here is shut my mask off. So now my W is in my draw slot, but my mask is off. And now I can finish up the rest of the W like this. So, and let me just put the dog back in there real quick. Uh, Flop that around. Make sure no mask is on. Anyway, you get the idea. And I think you can probably do something with this. Um, Sometimes it's a little tricky, but really what I'm getting at is you can use the masks in very basic ways. You can use them as frames instead of chaotic psychedelic op art. You can and you can reposition stuff, just in case you didn't know that. You can reposition your items and you can get some kind of precise alignments. And you can always toggle that stuff back and forth. You can push your repositioned images back to the gallery so you can share them with the other slot. And some of this stuff might seem kind of hard, the way that you have to hold down on the thumbnail in order to push the image into the gallery. In the upcoming version, this video was made July, what is it, July 6th. So in the upcoming version, July 6th, 2019. So in the upcoming version, a lot of that stuff is going to be a little bit more straightforward. Anyway, thanks for watching. See what you can do.